Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to be talking about my goals for 2022. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 2022. I, like everyone else, is putting out goals videos recently. I've been watching everybody's goals. I watched my last year's goals for 2021. That's up in the cards if you want to see it. I did not meet many of those goals. So we're trying to condense. We're condensing, we're making realistic goals, and we are setting up like how I plan to achieve those goals so that way they may be achieved. Now, I had previous goals, like I would read one nonfiction a month, and I had also thought about possibly doing like reading outside my comfort zone, genres that I don't typically read, and I was thinking about adding those as goals, but honestly, I don't know if that is conducive. Those type of goals are conducive to the reading lifestyle I'm trying to have. Not that I don't want to read outside my comfort zone or read nonfiction, but more so, one of my biggest goals, and we can start with this one, is to not get into a reading slump. It's okay to take a break, but I don't like the feeling that I hate reading. And that's what reading slumps put me in. It's the mind state that they put me in. It's how I feel, and I hate it. So number one goal for 2022, do not get slumpy. So a few ways I'm going to do this. I'm going to read books that I want to read when I want to read them. I know with me doing a 2-month TBR, it'll kind of get a little bit more difficult, but just like I did with November, December, when I wanted to read the Lost Hero series, I did. I just added it in, and I let myself go against the plan in order to not get slumpy, and it worked. I read a lot of books in December that I wasn't necessarily happy with towards the end, but by also including books that I really wanted to read, I was able to read throughout the whole month, so I was very happy. So I'll have a 2-month TBR that I'll be able to guide my mood reading. I'll allow changes to be made to that 2-month TBR. I'm going to rent the audiobooks from my library for every book that's on my TBR, so that way I can just listen if I don't want to read, or I can listen and read, and that can help me get through more books. I'm also going to try and balance my hobby time. I spent a lot of time in December playing Stardew Valley, and I loved it. I had my audiobook going, Stardew Valley on the Switch, and it was everything to me. I love playing video games. I love watching TV, movies. I like engaging in other forms of media, and sometimes I feel like I put the pressure on to read, so I don't do any of my other hobbies. In turn, it makes me slumpy, and in turn, I don't do anything else. And I hate that. I want to enjoy my time, so I'm going to be enjoying it the maximum amount of possible. Another goal is to be better about using my reading journal. A lot of the reasoning, a lot of the time in 2021, my reading journal videos would come out a little bit later in the month, probably about halfway through the month, because I didn't actually update them, and I hate that. So what I'm planning on doing in 2022 is carrying my reading journal wherever I go, wherever I read. I don't really read too much outside of my house, so as long as I can keep my reading journal with me when I read, then it'll be easier to add things into it. I'm also going to prep my book review pages in advance. That has been something that consistently holds me back. I'll finish a book and be like, all right, let's go write the review. Oh man, I have to set up that page. I'll do it later. Because I do that. I'm a procrastinator. So if I have those pages set up beforehand, as soon as I'm finished with a book, I can go straight to the journal, write about it, and it really helps me when it comes time for my wrap-ups, because I know exactly how I was feeling. In addition to that, I'm also going to be doing two reading journal videos in a month. I'm going to be doing my beginning monthly prep video and also a mid-month fill-in. The mid-month fill-ins are going to be more about like me adding little doodles, but also a time for me to actually get writing in my reading journal. So these, I'm not sure if they're going to be as popular, if you guys are going to like them, but I think it'll be nice for me, and quite honestly, this YouTube channel is to chronicle my reading journey, so I think it'll be helpful. Another goal, I think this is always everyone's goal, is to slow down on the book buying. I'm not doing a book buying ban, and I'm not going to force myself to read so many books before I purchase a book. What I am going to do is going to be mindful of things. I'm going to be keeping track of how many books are on my physical TBR. I think right now I have 132 books on my physical TBR. Every month I'm going to be keeping track of how much of my physical TBR I've actually read, filling all of that in, so that way I have a complete understanding of how many books that I have physically to read. I'm also going to be skipping haul videos. I did one last haul video in October of 2021. I'll link that up in the cards if you want to see it, but that's my last haul video. I will be doing no more. And in turn, I will not be watching anybody else's. I'm sorry, but I won't be. It's consumerism. It makes me feel, it's the gross feelings of reading, where it's like, I'm just envious. And I don't want to be envious. I just want to read. Most of the time when I'm sitting down for a booktube video, what I'm really looking for is inspiration to get me to read. And book hauls don't do that for me. They really just make me want to buy books. And not to mention, myself included, we all buy books sometimes just because of the cover. We know nothing about it. We buy it just because of the cover, just because retail therapy is a thing, and I'm not saying anything that doesn't apply to me. I fully understand that half of the time my book hauls were, I don't know what this book is. Isn't it pretty? I wanted to buy something. It's not something that I'm trying to put out into the universe. What I am trying to put out into the universe is mindful purchases. So one of my next goals is to finish a series that I have on my physical TBR right now. So what I'm going to do is after I finish all of the series, then and only then will I allow myself to buy the next in the series. Or if for whatever reason I mood read and I start like the first or second book in a series that I have and I want the rest, then I will do that. So the only times I will purchase the next books in a series, I'm going to try and not purchase starts of a series unless they come from authors that I completely know, love, and trust. I'm starting to keep a wish list of books that I truly, truly want. Books in a series that I want and have read, books, standalones that I want and have read. I have that all set up on my Google Drive so that way I have it available whenever I'm out at the store. If I want to buy something, it has to come from my wish list. That was kind of like a minor goal that I had in 2021, not to buy anything that's not on my wish list. It didn't go very well, but I have higher hopes for this year. There you go. In 2021, I don't think I bought books October, November, or December. I only bought books December 31st just recently, and I only bought a few, and I knew I was going to read them right away. So I'm not going to begrudge my situation here. Speaking of finishing a series, so with that goal, I'm going to be doing a few different things to make sure I reach it. I'm going to be putting 1 to 2 series on my 2-month TBR every time, so that way I can get through them. I'm going to prioritize this series at the beginning of each month, so that way I have a lot of time to get through them. Most of the series I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for. I think it's really fun to do a spoiler-filled reading vlog of a series. I feel like it's really the only time that I get to talk about what happens in detail and how I feel about each plot point is when I do those big long reading vlogs, because when you're watching it, you know, the audience knows it's going to be spoiler filled, at least for books 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, anything like that. Then I don't have to feel too bad about spoiling it for people. I don't have to feel like I'm tiptoeing around plot points. Making the reading vlog videos are going to help. Putting them on my 2-month TBR is going to help. Also, I'm going to try and not start any new series. I do have a few first in a series on my physical TBR right now, but I'm going to try not to start them until I finished all of the other actual series on my TBR. I'm also starting to keep track of like my favorite authors and close to favorite authors. A favorite author for me is an author that I have read at least 3 of their works, and I like at least 3 of their works. So if an author has written 6 books in a series, but nothing else, that doesn't count as 6 individual works, it counts as 1 work completely. So I've read 1 work from R.F. Kuang. I haven't finished my 1 work of Frank Herbert's Dune. I don't think I could consider him a favorite author, even though I consider Dune a favorite series. He can't be a favorite author because I've only read the 1 work by him and I haven't even finished it. So I'm going to be keeping in mind my favorite authors. This will help me keep in mind if I actually want to buy books. There will be times like in my January, February TBR, I have said that I'm going to read 2 first in a series because their sequels are coming out in 2022 within the next couple of months. So I want to know if I'm actually going to enjoy this series. If I don't like the first book, why would I purchase the next couple of books and wait to read them? This comes from the situation I was in with The Bear and the Nightingale, where I didn't necessarily like the first book, and if I only had the first book, I probably wouldn't have read the second and third book, wouldn't have purchased them. But because I had all 3 already, I read them all. I didn't necessarily enjoy that series at all, and now I'm kind of stuck with it. I could get rid of it. I'm probably going to get rid of it. But honestly, like, I spent a lot of money, a lot of time on a series that I didn't necessarily love, and I'm tired of doing that. 2022 is all about experiencing happiness, enjoying my time, and it's going to be, and this is the best way that I found I can get there. Finally, my goal for 2022 is my Goodreads reading goal. Hopefully, I will read 120 books in a year. I was very close in 2021. I read 118. I feel like looking at it from January makes me very optimistic, but really I only need to read 10 books in a month. And I was looking at my statistics for 2021, and honestly, I was very close most of the months. A lot of months I read more than 10, just a few months where I read just under 10. So it was really close to actually meeting the goal, and I feel like as long as I keep that goal in mind at the beginning of the year, then I'll be able to reach it. All right, you guys, 5 goals for 2022. Let's see if we can actually reach them. So thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!